Have you ever asked yourself, why doesn't anyone understand me? Or why can't I understand this person? Regardless of the question, misunderstandings are the root of almost all miscommunication and much of our frustration. But through understanding the personalities of yourself and others, we can answer those questions. So why should you learn your personality type? Well, it can help you better understand yourself, others, and prevent fallouts and promote peace. A couple years ago, I discovered in the field of psychology a theory developed by a man named Carl Jung, where he attempted to better understand and explain why people do the things they do. This is just a theory, but this theory has helped me better understand myself as well as others and has led me to healthier and happier and more fulfilling relationships. It has also helped me become more patient with others. And most importantly, it answers the why questions. Why do people do the things they do? Let's start with ourselves. Learning about your cognitive functions can help you better understand yourself. Everybody has the same cognitive functions, but it's the placement of those functions that makes us all so different. It's what we prioritize. Gina Birch at Well and Good explains that each of the functions and how each of them will help you understand yourself on a deeper level. She stated, psychologist Carl Jung, essentially the father of typology, talked a lot about the cognitive functions, which Catherine Briggs and Isabella Meyer then used to create the MBTI system we have today. Here are some examples of the A-types and how they're categorized. Lauren Gilbert at the BetterHelp explains that individuals who are more inclined to the thinking function like to stand back and judge a situation based on the facts and rules that apply. Maybe you can see yourself in this example. Maybe you're more of a logical person. Another example that she continued on says, for those who veer more towards the feeling function, decision-making often involves putting themselves in others' shoes and considering how the outcome of their decision will affect all involved. Maybe you relate more to this statement. Once you find out your type, you're going to wish you knew a lot sooner because it answers the questions and offers an explanation to many situations and what you prioritize as an individual. Self-growth. You can learn how to forgive yourself and forecast your future actions and responses to things and situations. Gayura Constantine stated in The Importance of Knowing Your Personality Type that there are things we usually shy away from without knowing the reason why. Take, for instance, you may be super reluctant to attend a party with your friends all the time. A personality quiz will help you know what you like doing and what you don't like. This way, it becomes easier to know what interests you. If you can easily identify the things, you have a higher chance of liking. If you can easily identify the things, you have a higher chance of understanding and having a better relationship with yourself and with others, balancing out work and the social life. It continues on in better understanding others that the reason why most people become less fond of each other after a few weeks of a relationship or friendship is due to a personality mismatch. If you fall in love with someone that is very different from your personality type, not opposite, but different, there are higher chances of such a relationship not working out. So once we understand more about ourselves and we can understand why we do certain things, what about understanding others? People have a tendency to want to be understood right away, and it makes sense. When we feel understood, it feels good. But we so often want others to be the ones to take that first step and push themselves to understand ourselves first. We don't want to get trapped in this cycle of stubbornness. So take a moment to ask yourself, what can I do to help others feel understood? Once we do so, we can see how it helps in all forms of relationships to take the initiative. Perrine Julie at All Things Admin stated, avoiding conflict, understanding your personality type can be used differently and diffuse conflicts before they arise. If you know you tend to have a knee-jerk reaction when a problem arises, you can adjust your behavior and be more receptive to the situation. Conversely, if you're usually quick to accept responsibility for a problem, even if it's not your fault, you can train yourself to be more analytical and evaluate the situation before determining how to address it or lay blame. When we not only understand ourselves, but understand others, we are setting ourselves up for a much clearer and healthier way of communicating. My final point is how we can learn to prevent fallouts and promote peace through knowing personality archetypes. In the short term, all can benefit from knowing this, and without it, we are usually stuck in our own mindset with only learning small fractions of the way others think. It can help you appreciate diversity and be glad the whole world is an 8 billion yous. Julie Perrine continues that recognizing how our personality differs from others and interacts with others can give you a great appreciation for diversity and what it adds to your team, work environments, and company. Sometimes it's really nice to have that outrageously creative mind helping you generate ideas for solving a problem when you've hit a roadblock. An example scenario, if everyone in the world was one type, let's say everyone in the world was an extroverted thinker, this means that they like to take the initiative and they look at everything logically. And through their analytical skills, they determine the best way to problem solve. If everyone was like this, they would get stuck in a stubborn cycle of not being sure which choice is best. This is why we need people who are more malleable and more people who are more analytical, and all the other types as well. Understanding your personality type, it can help you promote peace in the short term and the long term, because you can be more forgiving towards yourself and towards others by seeing what you do wrong and seeing what you can do and why people reacted the way they do. In the long term, we can grow a more diverse network and have a better communication and listening skills with others. We can appreciate those around us. This is just a theory, but it is one that is being more widely used, shared, and becoming so popular. Millions and millions of people are taking personality tests every day. I'm sure you've already come across someone that has already used this theory when speaking to you to try and understand where you're coming from. Researching the personality types will help you grow, understand yourself, understand others, and promote better communication among all you come across. The days of wondering if people will understand you are over. My question for you today is, are you ready to be understood?